Hi, this is Phil from PDQ Merch Enterprises and ATM Mastermind group page, and in today's video we'll be talking about the top 5 things you need in your ATM location agreement. Always remember, here at PDQ Merch Enterprises and ATM Mastermind group page, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Don't forget to join the ATM Mastermind group page. That's free to join for like-minded individuals just like yourself who want to learn a little bit more about the ATM business and be in a like-minded community of other ATM business owners. We also have the ATM A to Z book that teaches you from A to Z how to be successful in the ATM business. I took over 20 years of experience and put it all in this little book for your nighttime reading pleasure. It's an easy read, has a lot of good factual information, and it'll help you on your journey. We also have the ATM A to Z course that teaches you from A to Z how to be successful. If you want a deeper dive, you need location agreements, bulk cash agreements, some more documentation to help further your journey, we put it all in this nice little course, and there's a link down below for that, and amazing in the student masterclass. All right, one clarification. When I always talk to a location owner, I never say the word contract, but we're going to use that in this video. I always say location agreement, site agreement, things of that nature. I never use contract. Things that I never use, little tip for you guys, is I never say sign and I never say contract. I always say verify an agreement or verify the documentation, because when you say sign, people say, whoa, I'm not signing anything. And what I say is, you know what? You don't have to sign anything. I just need to verify it. Oh, okay, I can do that. Works like a charm, but that's what I'm going to just give you guys that information. Okay, without further ado, we're going to be talking about the top 5 things you need in your ATM contract. So point number 1 is length of the contract. All right, this is something that's very important, is you want to have an agreement that, and I firmly believe, is 5 or more years on your length of agreement. You want to have that going into the door. And I'm going to show you how other people in this industry commonly make this same mistake when going into it. Don't make this mistake. And I'm going to save that to the end of the video. I'm going to tell you how to not make this mistake and what to do and how to be very powerful when you put your ATM in the location. But number 1 is you want to have a long location agreement, 5 years or more, and this will give you the best chance to get your money back and make money for a long time, because you work real hard to get into the door, and you want to stay in the door as long as possible. Point number 2, the surcharge split. What does that, Phil? Well, surcharge is the amount of revenue that we make on each ATM transaction. So let's just use industry standard right now is $3. So what it will say is, for this example, PDQ, that's the ATM owner, is going to charge the merchant $3. Out of that $3, we're going to give 50 cents to the location owner. That's going to be the location owner. So you're going to spell that out in your location agreement. And then every transaction. Now, sometimes, depending on a deal, I'm going to throw this in, we also put on, if you do so many transactions, you get a little bit more. Sometimes we get pushed back on the price that we say 50 cents or a quarter. So we say, look, if we get a certain amount of transactions, then we can share more revenue. It gives the store incentive, and it makes you look really good in a situation. So that works a lot. And if it doesn't do those transactions, then you don't have to split that revenue. So just a little tip, and it works really good for those starting out in the business. Point number 3, liability for the ATM. Who's going to be liable? In our location agreements, it says that the store owner is liable. So if somebody busts in, steals the ATM, robs the ATM, damages in the ATM, our location agreements say that they're responsible. Truth be told, we have insurance on each and every ATM for the cash in the ATM for damage. So now this is a negotiation, because they did sign an agreement that says they're responsible. They're supposed to cover it on their insurance. Okay? Most of the time, you know what? We do cover it because we have insurance on it. But that gives us a nice tool to negotiate another deal for another ATM if something happens, because now the onus is on them. And it depends on how good your relationship. If your relationship stinks with the location owner, then they're going to pay me. If we have a great relationship, which we do probably 99% of the time, then I'll absorb that because I do have insurance on it. But it's a nice negotiation tool if you want to use it. And again, we have all the risk. So you know what? You put that in your location agreement, and then you can negotiate that out if the store owner pushes back, or you can negotiate that if you do get something does happen. It gives you some leverage, and always we want to have leverage in this business, especially on our side, because we do have risk out there. Point number 4 is the auto-renewal. You always want to put an auto-renewal. You can take that out. If the store owner pushes back, then you can take that out. Phil, what's an auto-renewal? An auto-renewal will say This location agreement is for 5 years, and then when those 5 years are up, the store owner has somewhere between 30 and 90 days to say, you know what, I want to get out of this agreement. I want to move on in a different direction, a new company, or I want to do something. So then they would send you a letter, usually certified mail or in writing. I always put that in agreement, that they would have to send me a letter that says, you know what, we want to terminate this agreement. We don't want it to auto-renew. If they don't do that, then it auto-renews. Now I don't have to go in and renegotiate the deal because it automatically goes in. So that's a nice little selling point for you guys. And point number 5, and this is the biggest one out of the deal, is to have teeth in agreement. Phil, what is teeth in agreement? Agreement is with teeth states, very simple, that if the store owner violates these agreements that we set out in writing, that they are held accountable for the loss that is incurred to PDQ. What does that mean? This is what it means. If we're making $300 a month and the store owner says, get your ATM out, and we figure out the only reason they want us out of there is because they want a better commission split or they're going to buy their own, now we're entitled to those, what they call damages. And we're entitled to those damages because we went out, we did what we were supposed to, we paid the commission, we gave them a report, we kept the ATM full, we kept it running over and over and over again, and now for whatever reason they want to go in a different direction and make more money and kick us out. We're entitled to those damages. So we put that in an agreement, and it violates that agreement, and then we're entitled to those damages. Now what that does is it gives us an ability to go mend those fences, figure out what they want to do, assure them that we have an agreement and that agreement stays in place, and we would go after them legally. Now, have I done that? Absolutely, because sometimes you got to push back when they push you. Do I want to do that? No. I want to keep my ATM in there, I want to keep the agreement in place, and I want to earn the same revenue that we've been earning for a lifetime of that agreement. And somebody says, well, why would you be in a location that nobody wants you in? Because we worked hard to get that location. We worked hard to maintain that. All those nights when, you know what, they called up and said, hey, we have an issue with the ATM, can you come out? Absolutely. I went out there, or a service member went out there and helped them through that. And now because something is changed in their business, they want to eliminate you. I'm sorry, we don't do that. And that's why you want teeth in there. You want something that says, you know what, I'm sorry, but I'm entitled to the handshake, but we papered it up with the location agreement that we made in the beginning. Now we're making money. I took all the bad times, now there's good times, and you want to eliminate me? Nope, I'm sorry. We put teeth in the agreement, so therefore we can stay in the location as long as possible. All right, the point that I want to make, and point number 1, is the length of the contract. One of the things that I see so many times, it's a very common mistake, is what you want to do is you want to put in your agreement that, look, we signed a 5-year agreement, but if any time or no time I want to pull my ATM out, we can. And it'll give you the ability to pull your ATM out for any reason or no reason. This solidifies and eliminates the 30-day trial or 60-day trial, because that is a nightmare in this business. You want to go in there, set a deal, and then renegotiate that deal? It doesn't make any sense. So you want to do that by you eliminate that 30-day, 60-day, 90-day trial. You put it up on your terms, you sign one term, one agreement, one time, and now you kill it in the game. Because if the location makes money, and it making a lot of money, I can rest assure you that location owner is going to renegotiate their end, and it's going to put you in a bad position. So you never want to do that. Negotiate once and upfront. That's your best chance to make the best deal for you and your ATM company. And at the end of the deal, we're trying to provide extra revenue for our family. So don't make the common mistake of negotiation a bad deal up front. Negotiate the best deal up front, and you can do that by having the right agreement in place for the right time. So if any of these tips are helpful, we got a ton more information. I got 20 years in the game, and I can move your ATM business from wherever it is now to sky's the limit. We got a nice masterclass for the link down below that'll help you guys take you wherever you are in the business to the next level. Or if you're just wanting to get into the business, this will help you from making the same mistakes that so many in the business have made. So I'm going to give one more bonus over at the ATM Mastermind group page. So thank you guys very much, and I'll see you at the ATM Mastermind group page. Thank you.